and welcome back to another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Before I get started, let me just excuse my voice. I was sick this past weekend. How somebody gets a cold in Miami when it's 80 degrees, I have no idea. But I spent 4 days at home with fever, which kind of sucked. And of course, before we get started, customary wristwatch check. Today I'm wearing the Panerai Luminor Marina, one of my first luxury watches, and a watch I haven't worn in a while, but I'm going to be wearing it pretty heavily this coming week as I'm going to try and rebond with it. I definitely know why I fell in love with it. It's been a while since I've truly appreciated it. So I'm going to be wearing it purposefully for a little while. And of course, before we get started as well, go check out delraywatch.com. Bunch of new watches in stock. We got a Rolex GMT Master Coke, a Speedy Professional and a bracelet, some very cool new vintage watches, as well as a very inexpensive but very tough ball hydrocarbon. Go check it out, delraywatch.com, link in the description below. But yeah, guys, today I want to talk about 3 watches that I noticed have been really dropping in value, all for different reasons. Now, as a watch dealer, I have to track prices pretty regularly because I have to sell them, I have to buy them, I have to know what things are going for. And these 3 watches are watches that were poised or were grabbing big money. They still are, but their values have noticeably dropped, all for different reasons. The first one, and one that I know people are going to argue with me on, but let me just assure you, you're wrong, is the Rolex Pepsi bezel ceramic GMT Master. At the peak, this was selling for about $24,000 brand new, more than double retail. That's when they first came out. And they're still selling well above retail, but I've seen the prices go from 24 to 20 to 18, and now you can pick a brand new one up for the high 16s, maybe 17, and pre-owned. I know the dealer market has dropped. I don't see any dealers paying more than 14 for these things. So that's certainly dropped as well. And yes, while it certainly is still above retail and grabbing a premium, it just goes to show the people that really, 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 really wanted one got them, and now things are slowing down. I think supply went up, demand went down, and overall, it's a watch, it's always going to be in demand, and it's a very cool watch, but no way in hell was it ever going to be worth double retail, and I don't think it's going to be sticking there either. Personally, not a huge fan of the watch, but that doesn't mean much. I don't love the way the colors came out. I do love the Jubilee bracelet, though. It was ludicrous when those prices, and they were never going to hold. And people still tell me, Federico, but they're selling for 20. No, they're not. The really big dealers sell them for 20, but that's because, guys are too lazy to look around the forums. But go check it out, and these watches are definitely dropping in value. The second one, and I may get a little bit of crap for this one too, is the Omega Speedmaster Ultraman. The second edition Speedy Tuesday, basically, the limited edition that basically, scalpers bought up like crazy. Now, when these first hit the stores, I remember I got offered 7 of them in one day. I got offered a ton of Speedy Tuesdays, but I got offered way more Speedmaster Ultraman. Now, I was tracking on Watch Recon the results for the past 2 months, and they were selling for about $9,000 2 months ago, but one just sold complete for $7,100 yesterday. That's basically a $2,000 decrease in 2 months. And I'll tell you why. It's because scalpers bought this up. Every big dealer has 1 or 2 or 3 of these in stock, and basically when they see that the demand isn't as high and they're stuck with 2 or 3 of them, they're just gonna let them go, lower the prices until people start buying. Now ultimately, I think this is going to be a pretty collectible watch. I just think the hype really bumped up the price, And the people that really, really wanted them kind of bought them either at retail or they paid the premium. And now people are like, $8,000? Not really. And that's why they're now selling for about $7,000. I wouldn't be surprised to see these sell in the low sixes before they bounce back up. But of course, that's just my prediction. And the third one, which actually kind of bit me in the butt, was the Tudor Black Bay Bronze. This was super hot when it came out, and it actually was super hot for a while as well. I remember last year I sold a couple of them at about $3,500, which was a very fair price. Pre-owned, full set, $3,500. But nowadays, I see them trading in the high twos. And I see dealers, dealer to dealer, selling them in the mid twos, which is way more than I paid for it back in the day. Actually, which is way less than I paid for it back then. So, it looks like the market's really softened up. Now, is this because it's a bronze thing? Is bronze falling out of fashion? Is the novelty out of fashion? Is it the Black Bay line has just expanded so much? Now you have, all the different bezel colors, the Black Bay GMT, the bronze, the Black Bay 36s, the 41s, the Black Bay 48s. I don't know. But I've also noticed Tudor as a whole is kind of not holding value as well as it used to. Maybe it's market dilution. I'm not entirely sure, but I do know the Black Bay Bronze specifically has really dropped in price. Now, guys, if you really like these watches, that's great for you. It's a good time to pick them up. If you own these watches and you're kind of pissed off at yourself, once again, I think these are just dips. I don't think this is permanent. The Pepsi might be permanent because double retail was just never normal. However, I think, values go up and down, they fluctuate, and these are just things I've realized. Also, please realize that I'm not saying these will stay down forever just right now, but it is rather interesting. Guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think the prices were overinflated to begin with? Do you think maybe global economy, maybe the government shutdown, something like, is that affecting prices? Maybe they were overhyped. I'm not sure, but let me know why you guys think these watches have really dropped in price. I'd be curious to see your answers. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around with me. I apologize for the lack of videos. Every time I say I'm trying to come back, something else happens. This week I was sick, but regular programming should be here to stay as of today. Thank you so much for sticking around with me for another episode of Federico Talks Watches. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help. And of course, I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.